Good afternoon, gentlemen and women of the press. You are, as usual, welcome to the national headquarters of the Department of State Services. In the last few hours, I have been inundated or besieged with several messages, inquiries to find out whether or otherwise Omoloye Sowore is with us, the DSS. I want to start by saying that the Department of State Services is a responsible security and intelligence agency operating in Nigeria and operating also in a democracy. It adheres strictly to the fundamentals, principles, and tenets of democracy. The DSS, as we are all aware, is charged primarily with the detection and prevention of crimes and threats against the internal security of Nigeria. And fundamentally, more importantly, the service is also charged with the responsibility of managing, curtailing, containing, eliminating threats against the national security of Nigeria. These threats include threats of sabotage, threats of subversion, threats of terrorism, and of course, threats against espionage and all others, including ethnic agitations, separatist agitations, economic sabotage, and all of that. Now, if we are operating as a responsible security organization and someone is calling for revolution in Nigeria, and what is revolution? Primarily, it means a revolt. It means an insurrection. It means insurgency. It means forceful takeover of government. And this is a democracy. Nigeria operates a democratic system. Nigeria, we all are aware, is not a banana republic and cannot suddenly be made one. Nigeria is respected in the Committee of Nations. Nigeria is not just the giant of Africa, but the pride of Africa. So the DSS would not just sit by and watch someone or his groups or cohorts would want to rise and threaten the peace, unity, constitutionalism of our beloved country. Whether Sowore is with the DSS or not, the answer is emphatic, is in the affirmative. Yes, he's with us. And why is he with us? He has crossed the lines. He has threatened public safety. Sowore has, as a matter of fact, threatened the peaceful coexistence, social harmony of Nigeria. And there is apprehension, there is anxiety. Citizens, residents are worried as to what will happen next. And in fact, we want to use this opportunity to assure law-abiding Nigerians, friends of Nigeria, citizens of the world, and indeed people of the world, that come tomorrow, 5th of August, 2019, that there will be absolute peace in Nigeria, nothing will happen, there won't be any revolution, the government has been elected democratically, will be in place, and there will not be any forceful takeover of government. And the DSS will not idle by, stand by, and watch people, self-serving people, take laws into their hands. We will do all that is within the law to discharge our responsibility and ensure that there is peace in Nigeria beyond tomorrow. In a democracy, one of the highlights of democratic governance is periodic elections. If any person who had contested an election didn't succeed, all you need to do is to go back, rework your system and strategies, and indeed wait for another election. You cannot, in the middle of, shortly after an election, begin election in which one had participated. But I would not want to make comments about political issues. I want to limit the DSS to issues that concern public safety, to issues that concern our statutory mandate, to issues that has the Constitution that has enabled us to ensure and protect the internal security of Nigeria. Whether we will do that, it is not in doubt that we will do it. We will do it today, we will do it tomorrow, we will do it ever, as far as the entity Nigeria remains. We will not shake from our responsibility, and we will discharge it with utmost commitment, with utmost loyalty, with utmost patriotism. Nigeria has been in existence, and the Constitution requires that this country is indissoluble, is indivisible, and we all must, as a matter of duty and patriotic zeal, support it. We are calling on all Nigerians, all stakeholders, all persons of goodwill and good conscience to disregard the threat of revolution tomorrow and ever, and support the state, to support Nigerians, and people should go about their normal businesses. We want to reiterate that come tomorrow, and in fact beyond tomorrow, that there won't be anything like a revolution, and we'll work with all stakeholders, to ensure that peace is maintained in every corner of Nigeria. We want to also re-emphasize that the plot by some self-seeking individuals and groups to, cause a breakdown of law and order, cause disaffection, disruption of social services, economic services, dislocate populations, make our children stay away from schools, make markets not to open, that will not be tolerated. That will not be condoned. That will not be, gentlemen of the press, would any of you have stayed? Would you have wondered if all this stress passed by and the DSS, for instance, did not utter a word? Could we have been alive to our responsibility? The answer is no. We also want to ask, if, for instance, we took possession of Sowore, are we not expected to do that? What would have been your reaction if we didn't do that? Are we supposed to take him in? Yes. Did we act within the confines of law? Yes. Are we acting within our mandate? Yes. Are we supposed to have done what we did? Yes. So, Sowore is with us so that we can do the needful, and you follow it up. If there is any need to invite you again and let you know what we are doing, we won't hesitate to do that. But I want you to use your platforms and medium to tell Nigerians that there's no cause for alarm, to tell Nigerians there's no need to fear, to tell Nigerians that we are here to support the unity, the state, survival of the well-being of our country. And we hope that in discharging that responsibility is something every one of us, as a law-abiding Nigerian, must be part of. There is no doubt that Sowore has said by himself that come tomorrow, there won't be Nigeria. That come tomorrow, that security services and institutions of government will cease to exist. What else do you want us to have other than what he by himself has pronounced, and the methodologies, the strategies, the processes that he has put in place, and of course put in the public domain, in the social media, which is a public information harvest platform. Every person is aware of his threat, and what we are emphasizing again is that we will act within the law. We act within democratic processes and procedures to ensure that whatever threat that he has given, he or any group of persons, his cohorts, or any person from anywhere, we are aware that he's also working with some persons outside Nigeria, to cause disaffection, to cause chaos, to cause anarchy in the country. And we will not stand by and watch that happen. If there is any need to make further clarifications to you, we will do that.